Hello and welcome to the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
So Josh, a while ago, was having a conversation with Wapo about your Stream Deck.
Yes.
And you had showed images of Street Fighter.
Yes.
On the deck. Can you do a whole fight scene on there? Like make it look like they walk across the deck and they punch each other, kick each other, and all that stuff.
If I found the correct gifts and then was able to, why is there an echo? Oh, I know why. Is there an echo now? We will find out in a moment, I guess, or it's going to be like we can't hear you at all.
I hope we don't have echo.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah. No, so if I found the correct gifts and reverse the images on a couple that matched up, I probably could.
That's cool. I just was thinking about that the other day. It's like, oh man, that's cool. Like that's such a cool little thing to be able to do, and show off to people. It's like, hey, look at me. I have this cool little. I guess I don't know. It's
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a macro box.
It's a macro box. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a macro box. It's a macro. Oh God. Well, anyway, it does stuff for you. Like you program it.
You program it to do things. Yes.
God, do I have to explain macro?
I know. It's fun because one, that the gifts I knew you could do, but I just didn't think there'd be really any, and there really is no real point to it. I mean, I have a button that is a GIF. That's for Twitter, but it just has an animated border that goes around it continuously. So it doesn't really serve a purpose except it looks cool.
Okay.
I put Pac-Man on there. It's just a little program, little GIF that runs, but it uses all 15 of the buttons, which is
that's cute.
It, again, serves absolutely no purpose, but it's something. At least it's doing something instead of just sitting at your desk. Mm-hmm. I guess if you were going to shoot some B-roll, right, of your streaming setup or something, then I guess it would look kind of cool to the eye. But I mean, I could use a GIF as a button. I would just have to either remember what that button does, or there's an option to write on the button. But that kind of destroys the aesthetic, because then it's not just a GIF. There's a GIF plus a word.
You want it to look cool,
right?
And part of it looking cool is the little GIFs and stuff. Yeah, no, that's true.
So most of the buttons that I use that are on there, I built with the tools they give you. Here's a whole bunch of different buttons you could use, or you can manipulate them to make them a little bit better for your whatever your usage.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
No, but it's great. I'm a little irritated that I saw that it was on super sale, picked it up, and 2 days after it arrived at my house, Elgato was like, hey, we're coming out with the other version that's, it looks cooler, does the exact same thing, it just looks nicer. And I'm like, damn it. I guess I could have returned it and exchanged it for the other one, right? But I already got my grimy fingers all over it, and it is just a macro box. It instead of it being like this one, I can take off of its base.
Yeah.
The other one, the new version, it's included. It's molded. The base is molded into it.
Oh.
So you can't.
Yeah,
So whatever.
Can't play around with it. Sometimes the originals are better than the next generation of it. Sometimes
it goes the other way around. But it's nice to have, because I thought I was just going to be able to use it for streaming, just streaming not Elgato, but streaming this kind of stuff. But discovering that I can use it for gaming as well, I'm like, oh, wait a second. I don't have to remember buttons at all. I can just make a button that says what it does.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
I wish I had time to live stream more. I'd love to.
I wish I did now too. I like doing it. It's just like sometimes your afternoon is occupied with visitation.
That's kind
of somebody like hanging out with, or you're too damn tired to be entertaining, as well as I just want to play a game sometimes,
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I mean,
I should probably change the schedule to like when I feel like it instead of, here are the days I'm going to do it. But
no,
if I leave the schedule there, then that means that, it's already there and all I have to do is pick up that schedule again. Just like picking up a good habit or a bad habit, if you want.
You have to kind of, as fun as it is to have, like, I need to learn that, right?
Right.
Because I have a lot of my extra time is spent, communicating with a long distance relationship. And so for me, I don't have a lot of free time anymore because I spend all of the free time that I normally would have spending it with someone else. And I don't get a chance to. For instance, like, I haven't recorded a new episode of my podcast lately, and I really should, because I'm going to be gone for like a week.
Well,
so, I really should probably do something.
You really have a whole bunch of new content for it now as well.
Yeah, like I have stuff to talk about. There's
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Oh. So I mean, I need, but it's just a matter of like priorities and like actually making that time. And sometimes we just have to make time our priority. Like this show, right? I always make time for here. I make time for Super Geeked Up. I always make sure I have time for both.
Sure.
And it's great. It's nice. I like it. I love it. I love having the chance to talk about wrestling.
That'd be a great segue if I had a wrestling thing to talk about this week.
I know. Well, you did send me the fun Invisible Man versus Invisible Man match, which I thought was a lot of fun.
The referee. So he's talking about a wrestling match that happened somewhere in the Indies, somewhere where it was the Invisible Man versus his brother, Invisible Stan.
Yeah,
and only the referee could see both opponents by wearing a special pair of goggles or glasses that were the same kind of glasses another wrestler would wear. And he proceeded to be in the ring by himself and act as if a wrestling match was happening. And it was the greatest 8 to 10 minutes ever of wrestling.
Would you think you couldn't do a bit that long?
But the crowd was into it completely.
Yeah,
the crowd, there's a certain kind of crowd that appeals to, for sure. But that crowd was totally into it and fed into it, and it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
There was something that you said that speaking of time, you said. You didn't say speaking of time. I'm talking about speaking of time.
Yeah.
Something that I was not at all prepared any time for, but there's a little show coming up here in the Denver area, Francis.
Is it little
Comic-Con action.
Is it a little?
Yeah, it is not. It is not. In fact, it's actually pretty big. It's actually this year, Denver Fan Expo Special Edition, as they are calling it, is going to be 75% the size of their planned 22 show.
I mean, that's pretty big.
That's pretty big. If you go and look at a FanX event, that one of their many events that they have, big names, big crowds, lots of stuff. So I'm pretty excited because today I got an approval email to do press at Denver FanX, and I'm pretty damn excited. because FanX is a tough cookie to crack, as some of us other podcasters have found out. But I'm excited to get in there and show them what I can do.
Is this the same Toronto FanX?
Fan
company?
Expo, yes.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to say that they're taking a chance on an amateur when they usually are more into the more influencer or professional.
I mean, it's funny that you say that, given that you've covered
San Diego,
Denver Comic-Con. Well, San Diego, but I mean, like, your home convention is Denver.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Next to Starfest,
Right.
Denver's your next is your home con.
It's like I said, you know, and I've said a few times now that, you know, working with the different iterations of a Denver pop culture comic gathering of nerds and geeks, that I've been working with the group that used to put it on. Like, before it was officially announced, they reached out and like, hey, local people, we got this thing, we're thinking about doing it. What do you guys think? And we were all, this is great, let's start talking about it. And
we know you've been covering Denver Comic-Con or Denver Comic, whatever.
The pop culture comic convention
You've been covering
thing
it for the last like 5-6 years
since 2012. So
well,
it's awesome to continue to get to do it. I will be flying solo as far as like a worker goes. So, you know, if anybody's listening that is out there in the Denver area that wants to, you know, maybe hold a backpack or a camera, you know, I'll buy you lunch. But excited to go.
it's like an internship.
Exactly.
Looking for interns. We'll give you college credit.
Exactly. You're on point. You're on point. Something else that actually happened today, Francis, that you're probably going to be disappointed with me about. But you can just take your concerns in about 3 months and bring them back up when I probably have problems with it. But I just ordered today the Pixel 6 as they unveiled it today. So I haven't been a part of Generation 1 Pixels. I've waited a few months in the last 3 that I've bought. So this will be interesting to be a part of the test group of devices, basically.
It's not a test.
It isn't, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not an early jumper typically. Adopter, is that how you say it? Yeah. Typically when it comes to electronics, because I like them to get the bugs worked out. You know that.
I'm actually trying to. There it is. Sorry, I'm looking for the email because I got the email saying meet Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, uniquely yours.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's cool because it's going to have Android 12 running on it. So.
Wait, did you pre-order it?
Yeah.
You get Pixel Buds A series on them if you pre-order.
I mean, the only thing that I'm interested in about the Pixel Buds is the translator.
Yeah, it has real-time translation.
Like, that's the only thing that I'm interested in when it comes to that.
How great is that?
I think that's rad. You know, like, grammatically, yeah, it won't be correct. Maybe
you understand what's going on at least.
Oh yeah. There was a time, Francis, when I was on the old city bus after exploding my truck. What?
Ginger wants to be the person who is your volunteer.
But I wait for the bus, and the Russian lady there that didn't speak very much English, and I don't speak very much Russian. And I thought, just pantomiming what she was kind of showing me, like she wanted to know if she was on the right bus. But I wanted to make sure we were communicating properly, and busted out the Google Translator and said something in it, and it translated to Russian. I showed it to her, and she giggled because it was clearly grammatically it wasn't correct, but it had the correct information there.
Привет. Yeah.
So I quickly changed it to Russian to English. She spoke into it, and grammatically it wasn't correct on my end. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're communicating. This is awesome. So, yeah, that's really the only feature. I didn't even know that was a thing because I didn't really look. I was just like, well, whatever, order it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Здравствуйте. That is the proper hello. The formal.
What is привет?
Like it's informal hello. How you doing? I don't remember good evening, but I have a Russian neighbor, and I listened to it in the car like 3 or 4 times, and then went and I saw him and I was like, oh, hey, and I said it, and he stopped me and he goes, no. And he corrected me on it, and we said it, I had to say it like 6 times before he was finally like, you got it. And now I can't remember what it is.
It was probably something like, I don't know. I can't. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's not butcher somebody's language. But with the Pixel 6, I can maybe give the phone to somebody and they can translate it into my ears.
Well, the thing is, you're not supposed to give them the phone. It just goes through the earbud microphone, and then you hear the translation.
Oh, okay.
Live.
Gotcha.
It's legit. No, but good. Look, as a former owner of a Pixel, they're good phones. I'm just so in the Apple universe. I'm kind of already in there, and I think it just looked like, oh, the Apple stuff. I know. I guess I'm now an Apple fanboy, even though I only own the iPhone and the the watch and the earbuds. But that's it. I don't have like an iPad. I don't have like a MacBook.
Yet.
I don't have any of that stuff. No, I don't.
Yeah.
That's too expensive. My laptop's a freaking just like dinky little Windows laptop. I don't have anything fancy. It's not nothing fancy. But yeah, like I'm a little deep into it. My watch is freaking. They're the number 7 version of the watch. I have like the version 2. It's just like whatever. I don't need to keep buying $700 watches just to be cool.
Right. Well, I go back and forth with wearables because like I like the idea of it, but I hate things on my wrist. So I never like being an actual criminal.
Yeah, I have a wristwatch 10, if you can see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. No,
but I like the idea of. Because of what I do, I wear gloves at work, and with food stuff, you really can't. If you touch anything that isn't what you're working on, you need to go change your gloves. Right? Technically, I don't know if a lot of people. What's that?
What about your glasses?
I do a lot of like back of the. Well, that was a stupid way to show you, but like back of the hand type of thing, where I don't actually, I'm using like my wrists and trying to move my glasses around.
I say because for the longest time, and Facebook is kind of doing this, the glasses, where it's all the stuff, all your stuff is on the glasses.
All your stuff.
Remember Google Glass?
Oh,
thing?
Yeah.
But Facebook is making glasses.
I don't want Facebook glasses.
No. I'm not saying get the Facebook ones, but
right.
But like how that's like a wearable I think would be awesome is having the glasses.
I think we will get to the point one day where we will have some sort of glasses that you can put on, the lenses, whatever, that will have, the blue blocking technology, blue light technology. Maybe there'll be blue blockers. I don't know. But will also be, they'll be connected. You'll get little instead of your watch. You get the little notification in your lenses.
Oh man!
Incoming call from fucking Francis. Text message from Francis. Whatever. I think that would. We already have enough distractions in a car, right? The thing on the dashboard, or the mount, right? But people are still fucking paying more attention to that. If you're looking forward already. And you're wearing something and something notifies you in your eye, I'm sure that just as many people are going to grab the phone and do whatever they need to do. But I don't know. I think it would be cool to have a wearable of some kind that, like I said, you can do the NFC payments with. You can get the notifications and not touch things with whatever. Like, but lenses would be the ultimate. Like, you can see and get information at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, I want that. Cool. Make it happen.
Make it. Yeah, well, let me get on that. We should talk to our Google friends. We know a couple.
Yeah, we know a couple.
I'm looking over the list, Francis, from last week.
And we're done. Oh.
From no. From our disaster, just so everybody kind of has an update, if anybody gives a shit. Francis, his internet died mid sentence, and while we were waiting for him to come back, my camera decided to die, just as his internet decided to come back. And we went offline, tried to fix it for about 45 minutes, and nothing worked. I don't know what the hell happened, but it's working tonight. So, whatever. So, there was no show. You guys didn't miss anything. I'm going over the notes of last week. So, it's all good.
Eternals.
Yes. The note on here, it was in 2 weeks. Now, the Eternals is in 1 week, or it's this weekend?
It's next weekend.
Next weekend.
This weekend is Dune.
Okay. The Eternals, well, I mean, Dune's already been a thing, so. The Eternals, once again, we have a Marvel team I know nothing about, but I'm not expecting, but I'm imagining it's going to be a good time like Guardians was.
So the earlier reviews, obviously you never trust early reviews,
sure,
because early reviews are always, they're always going to be good because they never want to lose that access. Right. The reason why they get to see the movie early is because they say something is nice and therefore are allowed. They are given the privilege to return back to the theater because they said that this terrible movie was awesome.
Right.
Oh man, do you see that crappy movie? It was amazing. It's like, yeah, I saw the crappy movie. It was not amazing, but you want to keep your access. So right now everyone's like, Eternals is amazing. It's gonna be the most. It's gonna, it's so different. It's not like any other MCU movie you've ever seen. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like every other MCU movie you've ever seen.
Sure.
There'll be surprises. There'll be cameos. There'll be like, oh, look at this. Oh, there's Robert Downey Jr. Oh, he said he'd never do another movie again, and there he is. So there's gonna be stuff like that. I mean, I already have my ticket, but I'm not. I only do it because I always get the tickets early because I want to see it the opening weekend.
That's right.
So I don't like it. I like to avoid spoilers, and I like to avoid stuff like that.
You're not as hardcore as our old friend Anthony, that has seen every Marvel movie on day one.
I used to be. I used to see every Marvel movie midnight on Thursday.
I think that's what he was. Maybe that's what he was doing.
No, he does Friday morning.
Friday morning.
He does the Friday day.
Okay.
He does it opening day. But I used to watch every Marvel movie when it was midnight, and then as they pushed that time back, 7:00 or whatever, that Thursday, I'd always, then after work. Now I have other things I do, so I don't have that time anymore. I've given up my Thursdays for something else, and now I don't do that, and so I do it on the weekends, and it's to avoid against spoilers and just kind of like, I love watching movies, and I love being there kind of first. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a huge movie watcher. I mean, like I like the things that I like. The only movie that I've seen since the world fucking went on fire was Transformers. I was 35 years old.
I mean, if you're gonna pick a movie, that's the movie to pick.
I'm sure. Yeah, you got the touch, baby.
Like, yeah, but I don't want to. Like, there's so many. I'm like excited for so many movies that are coming out. Ghostbusters Afterlife is coming out in December.
Actually,
Oh,
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I that was supposed to be internally, but it came out of my mouth.
But yeah, like there's a lot of movies. I recently saw the Last Duel, which is a pretty crazy, like pretty heavy movie to watch. It's pretty dark, but it's a weird like period piece with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, set in in Europe, and none of them have accents.
Oh, okay.
No one has an accent, and it's really weird. And it's a really tough movie to watch. It's a really hard movie to watch. If you guys are interested in watching Last Duel, it's a good movie, but it revolves around a really heavy topic. So you're like, ugh. So it's not. It's a little bit of a tough movie to watch, but it's really well done. It's really well done. It's 2.5 hours long.
Did you? It's what?
2.5 hours long.
Oh, I thought you said 10.5 hours long.
No.
What? Did you see the Flash and Batman trailers this past weekend?
I did see it. I saw all of the fandom trailers, the DC fandom trailers. Yeah.
I want you to go back and watch the Flash trailer again. And when there's the scene with the two Ezra Millers.
Yeah, there's two Ezra Millers and a Supergirl.
Hit pause and do the enhance thing in your brain and look at the long-haired Ezra Miller. The chest plate is Michael Keaton era Batman that he painted over.
Yeah, so they think he's the Red Death or something. I think that's the name of the character or something. He's supposed to, the theory is he's the main villain, is the other Ezra.
The long hair Ezra.
Long hair. Yeah.
See, that's the thing is people are saying is he Reverse Flash? Are we gonna see Reverse Flash? Is that long hair Reverse Flash? All I know is that I marked out because I noticed the bat symbol behind the paint, and the scene where he's or somebody is painting the Flash symbol on the boot.
On the boots.
That's Michael Keaton era boots as well. So
there's a scene where you see.
Where you see?
Well, there's a scene where you see Michael Keaton's suit on the floor, covered in blood.
Oh, really? Okay, I need to go back and watch that.
You see the bat outfit on the floor, covered in blood. The mask, the chest piece. You see the little bit of the bat signal. Signal.
Symbol.
Symbol. Yeah. And yeah, you see blood on the suit, and I'm guessing long hair beats up Batman for the suit and wears it. And sprays all the stuff on it. But I don't know.
That's deep, man. That's deep. It can happen. It can happen.
It can happen.
But you know me in DC. I'm like, whatever. I don't really care. But man, when I popped hard when I saw that Michael Keaton had his ears pop up in that scene, I'm like, oh shit. And then apparently the Affleck is going to be in it as well. There's the rumor that he's going to be in it. So we're going. No, we're going multiverse of madness, DC style.
Yeah. What are Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Crisis, yeah, Crisis. I was like, what the fuck did they call it? Crisis.
Well, that's theirs, but it's Flashpoint. So
yeah, this is they're doing the Flashpoint story now. I do hope that our buddy Grant Gustafson, TV's Flash, shows up in the movie. Because Ezra Miller showed up on TV's Flash.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that'd be nice.
I think Grant is a better Flash.
Well, yeah. Jeez.
Ezra Miller is great. Don't get me wrong. Don't send me any fucking hate. But I think TV's Flash is better.
Oh yeah. TV's Flash is better. I think the suit for the TV's Flash is better. Mm-hmm. I don't like either of Ezra Miller's suits, from that weird one with all the wires, and now this new one with all the Tron-ish lightning.
Yeah, the Tron suit.
Yeah. But I do like that they didn't, even though you know what it was at the very last second, that very last scene where when he pulls the canvas off of the car.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You know it's the Batmobile, but they don't reveal the Batmobile. I'm like, come on. Just show us that Batmobile.
Give us the money
best
shot.
Batmobile.
Yeah.
Best Batmobile. I love that Batmobile. They had the other one. They had the Val Kilmer Batmobile on display once at a. I don't know if you were you there for that. Or maybe you weren't.
No.
It was at San Diego Comic Con. It was like at the San Diego Comic Con Museum, and they had a Batman kind of.
No, yeah.
retrospective.
I think yeah.
I think we were there. I think we were there for that. And yeah, they had the. They didn't have the. They had the '89, I think, but they also had the Val Kilmer one. And what an eyesore that thing is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such an ugly car. Oh my god!
I mean,
the lighting and the.
I've seen the '89. There's an '89 replica out here that's been at whatever the hell the convention wants to be called that particular year. There's a group called Colorado Movie Cars that they're all street cars, street legal.
The Batmobile is street legal, really?
Yeah. It's a trailer queen for the most part, but it is street legal, has plates.
Okay, because I was going to say, it just seems too long to turn and make corners.
I don't think it's any longer than a limousine.
Oh, maybe. I guess I didn't think of it that way. Because I'm like, that's a really long car.
I mean, it's not a performance car by any means.
No. Well, because, even in the movie, he has to use a grappling hook to make sharp turns.
Yes, but that... Jesus Christ, I could see it in my head. But that was a callback to 66 Batman.
Yeah.
Because
the
66 Batman had a bat turn grapple device as well.
Yeah, but that's already, that one though was a street legal car. I mean, that's a car. That's a regular sized car.
I mean, it was a car that they just put a whole bunch of molding on. It was a concept car. It was a concept car, but the guy was like, "Let me take your concept car and let me do some shit with it." And I think there was like 7. I think there's like 4 that still exist.
Well, but yeah. So, Anyway, I guess So I'm excited for Keaton. He's in everything now. I'm seeing him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he can keep all of his superhero movies straight now, and he doesn't like bust out into the Vulture halfway through Batman or think he's Birdman instead of Batman.
Oh, he's fine. He did a movie called The Protege, which I watched. Really, he's good in it.
Michael Keaton's
charismatic.
He's great. He's great in everything.
Yeah, he's charismatic dude. But this just a side note, I guess. But did you hear that they have Mel Gibson starring in the new John Wick series? The little John Wick. Well, everyone's hating on it because it's Mel Gibson, but I do find it funny.
I mean, I thought he was blacklisted. So
no, he's done movies since. He's done a ton of movies since.
Oh.
Yeah,
I wasn't aware. I thought he was blacklisted.
I mean, he is to kind of a certain. I think for the general public, to Twitter, yes, Twitter, he's blacklisted on Twitter, but that's not the general public. The general public, I think, has forgotten or doesn't care about his past discretions and whatever. But it's that I thought, wow, that's a really bold move to do, to hire someone that like a lot of people hate. Like, all right, go for it.
Well,
but he did a bunch of independent stuff. So
there are, at times a lot of decisions that get made that people go, whoa, what are you doing? The one that's been in my mind this past week, check out that transition, is the 70s Show getting a Netflix series where Kitty and Red are playing grandma and grandpa to Donna and Eric's kid, which kind of goes... I'm not fully schooled on the end of the 70s Show, but I'm pretty aware that Donna was like going all women's lib kind of, and I don't know. It seems backwards for her character to have just had a kid, I guess, instead of going out and doing the things that she was aspiring to do. That's my hot take.
Did they do this already? I don't remember that '80s show.
Different, completely different cast.
I know.
No correlation or relation, whatever, to the '70s show.
The dad dead though?
Huh?
Are they both dead though?
Who?
Aren't they? Isn't the mom and the dad the actors for them
No.
dead already?
No.
No, they're alive still? Okay.
Yeah, they're just old.
Okay.
What's her Kitty? The lady that played Kitty was just on the fucking Scarlet Witch. What was that show called?
Oh, that's right. She was on WandaVision. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it called? Sonny and Cher.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna do well. They redid Wonder Years. And I'm like, don't stop redoing shows. Just
right.
Original. Keep the original. Stop doing.
Wonder Years was an
remakes.
interesting one to remake because it had such a dividing audience back when it was airing live, when it had its first run. Because people were like, dad's such an asshole. I can't watch the show. It makes me uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, the premise now is that it's a black family instead of, the kind of suburban 60s.
Right.
So, I mean, the premise is different. I don't think they're going to make, I mean, crucify me for saying this, but I don't think they're going to make any of them look bad, right? Just, I don't think they want to do that. I think they want to make everyone look good, just because of the subject matter and kind of that, the premise. I think it's just going to be the take itself may not be as divisive, I think, as original Wonder Years, where the dad was a dick and but there was a lot of experimentation and a lot of like, oh, what's he gonna do next? Like, there's a man. What's gonna happen to I don't remember his name. I remember Winnie Cooper though, because that was the
everybody remembers Winnie Cooper.
Because she's the mathematician. she's the lady who turned into a big math whiz lady, and teaching girls how to appreciate the maths. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the '90s. I think '90s. That '90s show is going to fail.
We will see. We'll see. Come end of the year, I guess.
If there's no Squid Games in it, nobody's going to watch.
You know what? The memes are out there. Saying if you've gone this far and not seen Squid Games, then peer pressure has nothing on you. I've also seen Squid Games compared to MXC. So I already saw MXC. So I don't. This fucking internet, man, and your fucking picture just constantly changing sizes on its own. I'm so frustrated with that.
Yeah. As long as we're not, I haven't seen the feed drop, so I think we're okay. I think it's just doesn't like my picture be. It likes to make me bigger than you. No, but I mean, I haven't seen Squid Game.
Your ego is so fucking fierce. It goes through the internet and forces your picture to become 4 to 10 size the size it's supposed to be. Think you can just fucking cool your goddamn jets a little bit over there?
Trying my best. It's my pride of not watching Squid Games. Like, I'm so proud I never watched Squid Games.
I don't know what the fuck it is. I haven't looked at it. I see that Babish and some of the other cooking internet shows are making little discs with line drawings in them that say something about the thumbnail says something about Squid Games. I don't care.
I don't care either. I have no interest in watching the show.
I'm interested in the dude's story, though. The story of bringing Squid Games to life is a cool story. The guy shopped it for 10 fucking years and never gave up. Rewrote it a few times, kept shopping it, and finally, whoever is broadcasting it, Netflix or whoever, finally took a chance. I think that is an awesome story. So like one of like, here's something you have a dream or a thought or whatever, and you just keep pushing it until somebody's like, all right, I'll give you a shot. It's kind of like what we've fucking done with our little mini careers in the convention world. You know, we're untrained journalists. We're not even journalists, but we're untrained journalists. And we just showed up. Francis, you and I walked into a press office in Seattle and spit raps like, yo, we're here. We do press at other places. Give us a press pass. And the guy was
I had a press pass.
You were already approved, but you were approved for a pass. Yeah. And we basically walked in there and strong-armed this press team to give us another pass just based on spitting raps.
I mean, that's kind of, again, you have to act like you belong, right? And then they believe you do.
Right. Well, you're not on the list. Yeah, but I'm supposed to be here.
Well,
and it worked. It worked both times that we did it.
I know. I'm a little surprised we haven't done it more, in all honesty.
Well, if you recall, the third year that we would have done that, we had somebody with us that was timid.
Well, yes, and also we didn't have the same luck that we did.
We didn't
the first time we did it, right? Like they locked. Like we talked to people, and they were It was a very different. Like because we were, if I recall, we even spoke to a rep, and they're like, yeah, if we have room, you could stay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But then it was like for something we didn't even care about, so we're like, no, we're gonna go.
Yeah. We were told to go to a photo pit once as well. Yeah. But I was like, I don't want to do it. Not that photo pit. Yeah. On the stage, like one in one of those other rooms, where the people walk by the backdrop and all the people take the pictures. I don't want to do that. That's not my jam.
Yeah, well, see, that's why you'll never be, some of these other outlets, because unfortunately you have to do stuff you don't like to be.
Oh well, totally. But I'm not a photographer. I just have a camera.
It's just the one with the really nice camera.
Yeah, it's just because I have a nice camera doesn't mean I know how to use it. I mean, look at the people that you live around, Francis. All these fucking rich assholes with their Ferraris and their Lamborghinis that don't know how to drive and get in wrecks.
What?
Just because you own a nice car doesn't mean you know how to drive it. I watched a guy in a nice Corvette one time miss second gear so badly that I thought he blew his clutch.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I laughed hard.
Yeah, you see it all the time, Yeah, you see it. It's not just something you see all the time, right? Mm-hmm. People get into car races, and then, by a whim, the other person decides to stop, and the other car, being a gigantic truck, runs into a Rolls Royce, and they avoided something really. That was the end of Back to the Future.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen this movie, I think.
Back to the Future 3. But yeah, but I mean that's reality, right? Like that happens.
Go ahead.
No, that's all.
Oh, okay. Francis. It is, I think, officially, you can call this spooky season. Are we officially
we haven't talked about anything spooky.
What's that?
We haven't talked about anything spooky.
Well, horror's not really my thing. Like
horrors aren't really your thing?
Horrors are not my thing. Horror isn't really either.
Oh, okay.
I like gratuitous horror. Like Jason and Freddy. Rubber really isn't gratuitous, but I love Rubber as a horror movie. It's not really, it's more of a comedy to me than a horror movie, but it's been a spooky season for a while. Well, that all depends on the type of person you are. Skater girl.
Look, I mean, people have been celebrating since like early September.
Oh yeah, dude. There's people that they're running for a push for spooky September.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're
see yep.
Here goes saying it starts September 1st.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you're allowed to sell Christmas decorations in August, you're allowed to celebrate spooky season in September.
That I guess that is true. Have you done? Are you planning? That's a better question. Are you planning with your PTO? Any spooky stuff with your significant other?
Oh, no.
Your PTO from the show, not from work. Whatever.
No,
I'm
no,
talking
no,
about
nothing.
your show PTO.
No, not her holiday. Actually, doesn't like it at all. But mind you, she comes from a country that doesn't necessarily celebrate that.
Sure.
They celebrate something completely different.
Right.
That's related, but has nothing to do with it.
Right,
So
right.
for her, it's a little different. So there's that kind of culture shift.
Right.
For me, though, I used to. It's never been my favorite holiday, but I've been with people who it was their favorite holiday. So I did for many, 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 many years celebrate Halloween in every shape and form I could possibly think of. I mean, I dressed up one year as an adult. I went to a bunch of haunted mazes. I, gave out candy. I did all this. I did all of the above. Looked at costumes. Thought of spending hundreds of dollars on a costume because they have those really professional looking costumes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I know I've spent hundreds of dollars on a Deadpool mask that now that I wear glasses, I don't think I can wear anymore.
Well, you have to learn. You have to learn the art of contact lenses.
Yeah. That's probably next.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't normally, for at least the last few years, I haven't really done anything for Halloween other than just appreciate that it's spooky.
That's fair. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at as well. I make sure to watch the spooky movies that I like to watch. But outside of that, yeah, I like to dress up, because it's fun. I like to watch too, Francis. But yeah, it's fun. It's with the extended family, nieces and nephews, or my own nieces and nephews, or not that I'll be attending any Halloween parties, but it's always a fun time to dress up. Or if there was a con around Halloween, it was a good time to Halloween up, spookify your cosplay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it as far as like passing out candy and stuff like that, I haven't done that in ages. I've been in apartment buildings for the last few years, up until the last few years here anyway. But then like this neighborhood, I think they do that like the trunk and treat thing, or they do some sort of community thing that they only give flyers to people that have kids.
Well,
So,
yeah, I mean,
I don't know anything about it.
yeah, like I guess that's the other thing is I did have a convention that was open or was running during Halloween.
Wasn't that
had,
LA?
Yeah, LA Comic Con, which used to be called Kamikaze, which was run by Stanley and Elvira, Mistress of the Night.
No. So, Francis, you're saying it wrong.
Oh.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Elvira.
Yeah, friend of the show, Cassandra Peterson. Yeah. AKA
Cass.
Cass. Yeah, we just call her Cass. Yeah. No, she was. They did the shows that it landed on Halloween weekend every year up until the last couple years. When after Stanley passed away, they changed everything. So yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I don't know. I like there is. I think the one thing I really like from the spooky season is the music. I love the spooky. I love Halloween music. Halloween music is great because it's Ghostbusters, it's Nightmare Before Christmas, it's it's Thriller, it's Dead Man's Party,
Monster Mash,
sure. But there's like a lot of really cool and really fun, Halloween music. Halloween Spooks, which is a song no one's ever heard of, but that's because it's a terrible song, but I like it.
There's that one that Savannah and I really enjoy. Spooky skeletons, spooky scary skeletons.
I have no idea.
I can't play it. I get in trouble.
Well, I mean, I'll have to hear it afterwards.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
You
I will cue it up. Yeah, it's funny because we've listened to at the workplace, as I break kayfabe a little bit. We've listened to all the Spotify spooky playlists to the point where it just started playing spooky sounds.
yeah.
And at one point, yeah, I went over to the radio today and turned it off because it was just like screams and rain and doors slamming and or creaking open. I'm like, we should be playing music, not just sounds. Why don't we can turn this off and we can all make our own sounds.
It's ASMR. It's like, ooh, tingles. Ooh, ASMR.
Speaking of which, I think that the ASMR is just a weird kind of thing anyway, just period. Two things. It's my own show. I can say whatever the hell I want. One, I think it's crazy that they make a microphone that looks like an ear on either side and you can whisper into it. Over here, I wish I could flip the image a lot easier because then it would look like I'm speaking to another microphone. You know what I'm saying? But there's a microphone on either side of this thing that are shaped like ears, and you can talk to each one, and it'll only say things into the one ear. It's weird. But I watched a video the other day on YouTube of some Japanese bartender that was meticulously cutting gigantic blocks of ice into, different shapes, jewel type of shapes. They had facets. And it was labeled as an ASMR video. And I'm like, why? And it was because of the ice shaving. And it had no effect on me because I'm like, I watch hockey. Like, that's just a common sound. That's not even a pleasure sound. That's just like, well, I guess it kind of is. It's like, oh, it's hockey.
Yeah, people like the the female, especially since ASMR is like vast majority is the female voice. Mm-hmm. They make the weird like, really, I'm talking into a mic, and they make the weird noises and stuff. It's like
I think a lot of them people need to eat a green apple first before they get that close to a microphone. Green apples, folks, if you have any kind of cottonmouthy issues.
Oh God, okay.
Have a couple slices of green apple, you will no longer have cotton mouth. There's your stoner tip of the week. I just started a thing, Francis.
You need a segment then. You need to write that down because there's.
I'm writing it. I am writing. It's funny because I am writing it down.
Okay, good. Yeah, no. I don't think they care because again, dudes just want to hear pretty ladies with cleavage doing sounds with their voice, with their mouths and their ears.
That's true. I don't know. That's a facet of kink I don't understand.
It's not supposed to be a kink. It's supposed to be relaxing. Like ASMR originally was made not to be sexualized, but to be kind of like.
Well, leave it to humans to sexualize something.
Oh well, yeah, everything is, yeah. That's the nature of people,
right? I mean, we're here for 2-3 things: procreate, make plastic. Now that we've figured out how to make plastic, Mother Earth's like, well, I don't need all these humans. Let's start taking these people out.
Again, what's so funny is, I keep seeing these studies and these surveys of young adult men, mostly, being virgins for much longer at an older age. And I think soon it'll be more and more common to have the 40-year-old virgin. I think that's going to be more and more common in the world. And I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. Oh, hey, that's sad, I guess. But whatever.
To each their own, I guess. I mean,
well, it's
some people are out there buying horny goat weed, because.
Sadly, it's not by choice, though. It's just the proliferation of porn and the online dating has prevented regular, average-looking men to find love in a digital space.
I think you take it a different look at it as a speak English, ready go. Look at it at a different angle, and also say that those same things have destroyed some dude's brains and thinking that the average girl out there isn't pretty enough.
That too. That's it.
Just to be, you know, BBC fucking fair and equal, right? Isn't that what they say?
Is that what they say?
The BBC, the BBC's like always like, well, here's this point and here's a counterpoint because we're fair and balanced.
Yeah, I mean I think that's a good counterpoint. I think that
because it's a two-way street.
It is, but also
it's actually more than that. It's like a multifaceted street now, but
yeah, but I also believe that, and this is something I believe forever. It's like women have all the power in the dating world, like because you know women are the ones who say yes or no to the person, right? And I think that yes, you're right that the average guy probably like looks at a woman if they don't look like their favorite porn actress or whatever, the person that they see on, you know, on this easily accessible stuff online, they're just like, not interested. She's not a, you know, she doesn't look like Angelina Jolie or Scarlett Johansson.
Not that
or something.
Either one of those actresses have done porn, but you know.
No. But I mean, they don't have like whatever, right? I can't think of it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm just saying, like, I guess that's kind of like the equivalent. It's like, well, they don't look like these people. So I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I do know that. Yeah, it's a ever changing, evolving kind of landscape for a lot of dudes, especially while women who again anyone because again they have all the power. They've always had all of the cards. They've always had the cards in their hands. Which is great. They should have that control. They shouldn't have, you know, especially after watching The Last Duel. Yeah, women should have all control and the power and all that stuff. Let them. They should.
Apparently, anyway. A heavy movie. If you're bringing it up, you know, back from the top of the show.
God. So heavy. Oh man. Watch it, and then find something very happy to do afterwards.
Like watch your favorite reruns of Attack of the Show while in preparation for them to come back to terrestrial TV sometime in November.
Promises.
Well, I don't know if that was a smooth segue or not, but we're running with it.
Yeah,
I like to critique my segues as I say them. G4 was awesome back in the day. I loved it. They have been teasing a return back to TV for the last year. They said that it was going to come back this summer. Summer has come and gone. Their announcement that they put out recognizes that, talked about it, and they said get ready in November.
And I'm a fool for not at least auditioning because they're in LA. It's like I should have at least auditioned a little bit.
You should have, yeah.
Put out a video. Actually, they wanted video. They wanted recorded video.
That's fine. You can do that.
No, but I mean, yeah. Well,
you have done that. Like, you have been at the front lines of thousands of people clamoring around you and tripping on microphone cords while you introduce and welcome people to whatever the Denver gathering of geeks was called that year.
Yeah. I think it was Denver Comic-Con at that time.
I think it was. I'm playing on the fact that it's changed names like 7 times.
Yeah, it's so sad. It didn't keep the last name very long.
Sad.
We kept the last name for like a
2
year
years.
almost.
2 years.
But then, was it 2 years?
Yeah, because it was Denver Comic-Con from 2012 to 17. 17 and 18 were Pop Culture Con. I guess 17, 18, 19.
And then 2020.
And then 2020 were FanX Denver.
Yeah, someone had to save them.
I'm sorry?
Someone had to save them.
It could have been the band that was in Smallville, but I can't think of what the band was called.
What, the Smallville? What band in Smallville?
The band that sang the song, Somebody Save Me.
Somebody save. Oh God. Yeah. Jeez. Remy Zero, I think, is the name of the band.
I think you're right. That's a great series. You should go back and watch it. It's on Hulu. But yeah, G4 coming back. I'm excited Francis missed out on his opportunity to work with veteran G4 current wrestlers and internet personalities.
Is Adam Sessler back? Is
Sessler, Pereira.
That's funny because Sessler said he retired from game journalism because he was bored with it and he wanted to do something else.
Well, 7 years being away from it.
Has it been 7 years already? Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe. I thought it was
2012, I think, is when they went off the air.
Well, yeah, but he did game reviews for a little while longer after that.
Yeah, I think for the most part he's kept his finger on the pulse and has been there for things that he's been interested in. But as far as like reviewing everything that comes out, I think he's done doing that.
Is Jessica Chobot back?
I don't believe Chobot is back, but Herder is, and they're now married.
Ooh,
and have a kid.
Ooh,
so that's pretty cool. And obviously met through the network. What's her face is still up in the air.
Olivia Munn?
Yes, but is a possibility.
No way.
Yes.
No way is that going to happen.
I think it'll be in a guest host role.
She's too big now. Yeah. She's done too much.
So Kevin Pereira is going back to hosting Attack of the Show. And he will have, I believe the presser said, a cavalcade of guest hosts. So a lot of the influencers they've been, courting and whatnot, I think are going to play a big part of that. They didn't contact either one of us. X-Play is coming back in some fashion. At least Sessler is coming back. I don't believe Morgan Webb is. But I don't know.
Said no Morgan Webb.
I haven't kept up on all of that, but I'm excited for it to come back in some sort of fashion. Attack of the Show was a ton of fun for me, and it was something that I really looked forward to every day after work, running home and being like, all right, let me smoke a couple bowls and watch Attack, and then after Attack I can do whatever I got to do, but it's like an hour, it was 45 minutes, whatever, to just kind of let somebody entertain me after a stressful day.
I mean, I hope I hope they're able to do and keep the aesthetic of when of 2010 or whatever it was when they were last on. I hope they're able to keep that. I don't know.
I'm sure. We'll see. Technology skits and just overall comedy, I think, are timeless.
Yeah.
You can talk about tech. You can have funny skits parodying whatever social thing is going on at the time. I think that's still a totally viable product. But I'm also incredibly biased. So
it's on a TV. It's on cable.
It's going to be on cable, dink cable, but it's only going to be on certain cable systems, which worries me a little bit.
So you can't stream them anywhere.
Not yet. But it's NBC Universal, I think, still.
That's huge. See, that's their biggest mistake, is that they're not streamable.
We'll see. I don't know who is going to be broadcasting them. I know it's going on to Google Fire, Google Fi, whatever the fuck it is called.
Google Fi, yeah, sure.
It's going. Yeah, is that what it's going? So it's going on there and a few other like cable, like terrestrial cable outlets.
All right.
So we'll see. And there's more to come. November's still a month away. Well, it's not. It's 2 weeks away. Whatever.
It's like 2 weeks away.
I forgot. As I said that, I looked down at the calendar. I'm like, oh yeah, it's like 2 weeks away. But Jesus Christ, what happened to this year? We'll be having a year-end wrap-up soon enough. It'll be the end of December before we know it.
Hey, it's different from last year. Last year lasted forever. This one's
true.
That's
true.
So.
A little update since we're winding down, Francis.
Yeah.
You have put in a PTO request for next week. So Francis will not be here. But Savannah is returning. Well, at least right now, she is going to be returning. So she'll be here next week. And joining us next week is voice actress or just actress that specializes in voicing things. Nikki Rapp will be here. Nikki has voiced games such as Psychonauts 1 and 2. 2 just came out recently, so I know she was really excited about that. I believe the character is Lily in the Telltale Walking Dead games. Sims. If you played The Sims, she was one of the ladies that spoke Simlish.
Yeah.
Nikki's rad. I'm a big fan of Nikki, and she'll be here next week to self-promote and talk about Psychonauts and the con life after the world was on fire.
We should get Mr. McFeely.
I should reach out to Mr. McFeely and see how he's doing. The first thing, if he doesn't respond back to me with, do you have fresh batteries and whatever you're emailing me back to, I'll be disappointed.
You think he'd remember that?
If he remembered that, Francis, I would tear up and cry like the 6-year-old that used to watch Mr. McFeely on TV. I almost did it when I interviewed him anyway, so.
That's what I'm saying.
You can find that on the POI Podcast website, poipodcast.com. I don't have anything else, Francis. I think we ran over everything. There was one thing on here that we didn't talk about, and that's fine, because I don't think it's that important. It was just one of those things, you know.
Sure.
Francis, where can people find you on the internet if they want to do so? They might want to see you tomorrow night for the 5 people that are still watching. You can show. Where are you going to be tomorrow night?
All right. Well, just, if you want improv and nerdery, just go to SpeakGeekedUp.com. I'm a co-host on that show. Just go there for now.
For now, until things get
my
updated.
Stuff isn't ready yet. I don't have anything new, so don't worry about my stuff. But yeah, I'll be there tomorrow night to do a show. Where it'll be improv and jokes and impersonations and all sorts of stuff. So very different from here. No topics really. It's just like geeky questions. And if you're into that kind of stuff, it's this is the last day where it's going to be 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, and then when I come back after my break, it'll be an hour earlier. So then
that's even better, and I could participate more than.
Yeah, that's gonna be an hour earlier.
That's pretty awesome. While that's going on, I totally forgot to hit the button for the 2,000 followers. We are on the road to 2,000. As you can see on the top of the screen, we are still on the road to 20. So please hit us up.
Share with friends.
Yes.
Or make a second account.
The horns just went off right before it goes off the damn picture. I got to change the timing on that. Make sure that you subscribe as well. Hit the bell. And you get to hear Francis and Savannah crack up in the background while Francis sits there clueless, as he has no idea what audio is playing. But check us out. Smash the like button. Twerk the like button. What else are we saying? Clobber it. Do things to it. Touch it inappropriately. Hit the bell. Let people know. We'll let you know when we go live or when we post something. Participate. There's things scrolling across the screen for all the visual people. If you are not a visual person, you can email us at thepoipodcast@gmail.com. You can call into the show or text or voicemail at 314-764-7631. That spells out POI Pod 1, because at one time I kind of liked Synergy. You can also hit us up on the Twitter at POI Podcast and the Instagram at POI Podcast. You can reach me at 303_ninja on the Twitters, 303ninja on the Instagram. That is everything. Francis, as always, my friend, thank you for joining me on this audio and visual experience.
One of these days, we'll just have an episode where it's just empty seats, and Savannah's commenting to us us as invisible people,
Mm.
and she'll just respond to us and reply as if we were caught talking to her. It'd be amazing.
She'll have to wear the special glasses.
She has to wear special. Yeah, she has to wear the goggles. Yeah.
Yes.
That'll be fun.
That will be one day. One day, my friend, we'll have enough fans to cheer our invisible selves on. But for everybody else that has been here and cheering us on throughout this last hour, I appreciate you immensely. Thank you for hanging out with us. Participate. We want to hang out with you guys. Maybe it would be easier if I posed a question to you, the audience, in one of these episodes. I'll try and do that for next episode. Again, Francis will not be here. Savannah will be back. Hopefully we will have Nikki Rapp here. We will have a good time. You all have a good time. We're out of here. Goodbye. Bye-bye.